So here we are at our Madame Frances tree. This is our original Madame Frances. It's a productive and tasty variety from Haiti. Unfortunately, this particular tree got crowded out by this one. This is Gary Mango, which is also a delicious mango, but it was providing a little bit too much shade for this plant. So I decided to take advantage of this opportunity and top work this part of the Madame Frances tree to another variety, but the back part is still Madame Frances. But the long-term plan is to find a better situation for the Madame Frances. So what I did was actually graft onto some seedling trees on the other side of the grove, a lot more sunshine, and I think a lot more air circulation. So let's take a look at those trees. So here are the two Madame Frances grafts that I put on these saplings. They are both very, very dead, not just a little bit dead. I went with a top cleft graft for both of them, thinking that this time of year, you know, in November and December when they were on here, that was a lot kinder light. There's just not, you know, it's not as harsh as the summer. I never would have put top cleft grafts in this situation in the summertime, but I thought I could get away with it now. And unfortunately, did not. Here are the shriveled up scions that I put on before. So basically, there's two things going on. The sun might have been harsher than I thought, and these particular little trees do not get any extra water. Fortunately, we just recently, like probably 2 weeks ago, connected some you know, city water to very close by. So I should be able to water these. But first I need to get some new scions and put them on these trees. So let's go. So here's my insurance policy. Just in case those other grafts didn't take, I started preparing some scions. This one is looking gorgeous. Of course, I don't use that much of a scion, so I'll cut that off. I'll cut this leaf off. But look at those buds on that. That looks great. And this one is actually a little bit past its prime, as you say. It has produced this shoot, but that's okay. I'll just nip that off and cut it back to where some another branch is. There's another huge scions, just sort of the way that Madame Frances grows. So I'm going to just cut it back here, and even though I cut the shoot off from right here, you see there's still these gorgeous buds forming here. So let's go put that on that other tree over, or two other trees over here. Okay, I have got them. Here are two very nice scions. I'm going to wrap those up with buddy tape to prevent moisture loss. Oops, they'll pull a little bit too hard on that one. I just put a little tiny bit left on the very top there, because Make sure that's covered. Okay. So there are, well, make this look a little prettier. Buddy tape sticks very nicely to itself. So that's, those are the two scions that we're working with. And go into my handy dandy grafting kit here. New razor blade. This is, I usually use razor blades a very long time, but what the heck, we'll crack a new one open here. So this time I'm going to use a side veneer graft for both of them. That way the plant itself, the base plant, will provide some shade and you know, for the graft, and also remain very active. Keep, you know, there's a lot of sap coming up the stem, and so that you know, it just is a easier way in this situation to get some success. This is a tomato hoop that I put on because, you know, these lychee trees have been sprayed with sulfur multiple times, and I didn't want the guys who are spraying to knock over these plants. So this is my, like, instead of a big flag, I put this on as protection. But look at what happened. Right here, it's, you know, that hoop wore some of this bark off right there. And so basically I want to go below the damage for my graft. And so I think that what I'll do is just fit it in right about there. This is on the northeast side of the plant, and you can see there's a little curve in the scion, so that should fit in very nicely there. I'll make my cut on the curved side. Well, I guess the other side's curved too, but on the outside curve. And want to make a nice flat cut. I'm just, see if that's flat enough. It's actually got a little bit of a bump up here, so I just try and take that off. It doesn't have to be the equal size to what your what the actual union is going to be. This is just sort of so it fits in nicely with the plant. And then you need that other notch on the bottom. And I have to always be very careful when I use a new razor blade because it cuts so nicely and can accidentally cut myself sometimes. So right here we just go right into this outer layer of the tree. You know, you can feel that there's a hard inner core even at this size to these, that, you know, the blade just easily slides on the outside of that. It looks like it's fitting in perfectly there, no daylight in between the scion and the base plant. So I just wrap this around to keep it in place. This is not the only thing you need. This is just, it makes it easier to work with when it's sort of held halfway in place. In my other pocket, I have, whoa, there we go. This is grafting tape, a different kind of grafting tape that I like to use to secure the graft. So I just wrap it around tightly. You don't want to tourniquet things, but you are working with fairly old wood, especially for this seedling that the scion is getting grafted to. So I'm sort of twisting this a little bit. Again, you know, you don't want to tourniquet it. You just want to make it secure. And then whenever I have enough, a long enough piece, I sort of make a loop that makes it easier to get it off. You can always cut it off, cut this particular tape off. The buddy tape you don't have to worry about cutting off. That just sort of dissolves on its own. But this particular tape that I'm using to secure the graft is one that is not going to degrade very soon. So you have to take it off once this starts growing. So here's scion number 2. We'll put that on while we're here. up. There we go. So again, sort of scout out the plant, see what we have, and it looks like it'll fit just about anywhere. This is very curved, so I'll just cut this lower part nice and flat. Okay, that looks good. You gotta imagine the point as one cell thick, and that looks very good. I am going to just take a very small piece of buddy tape because look at the cut doesn't go all the way up to the buddy tape that I use. So I'm going to wrap that lower part just to prevent any moisture loss from there. There we go. And yes, now it's time to make that cut. And it looks, there's like a little bump there. I can carve that right out. And this razor blade just slides right down where it needs to go. So, yep, that looks like it'll do. So first, get it, so sort of gets it in place temporarily, the buddy tape, and then let's see where it is. There it is. Okay. Then I'll get another piece from my other pocket of our other grafting tape that I use. Sometimes I use rubber or elastic strips. That is a really nice product to use in this situation also. You don't even need to take it off. Usually it just degrades in the sun. But unfortunately, right now, the supply of those is questionable. I don't seem to be able to get reorders on it. So I am looking into alternate grafting materials, and this is one of them. Oops. It's a point that it would be nice to have smaller fingers, but deal with what we have. Okay, so there we go. That seems very snug, which is good. Now the last thing I need to do, whoa, got a little action shot with Rue. She does like the bees, or at least doesn't want the bees to get her. So anyway, last thing I'm going to do is get the hose and water these. So that should be the, sort of covering all bases. I'm not sure when we'll get rain next, so we'll get some water. Well, this is actually the first time that I've used this spigot, or anyone has, so that's sort of fun. Yeah, the hose was a little bit of a problem. Yes. So I'll give these some water, and while that is working on that, I am going to put our little protection device back on so that the sprayer guys don't accidentally trample this. Hopefully this works out. It seems like that's not going to rub on any crucial areas. So that's just sort of a marker for them. But they're getting a good start. The weather is going to be warm for several days. So that's good. We're in December. Light's not too strong. That's good. And they're getting water, which is really excellent. So hopefully these two grafts will start growing in, well, I guess maybe 3 or 4 weeks we should see some action.